Hi, I'm Jeff.
And I'm Mary.
And we are the Old Trippers.
On our trip out west last fall, Mary and I took the opportunity to drive through the Bighorn Mountains from Manchester to Gray Bull, Wyoming along U.S. Highway 14, and we were not disappointed. Heading west out of Manchester, the land was pretty level, but seeing the mountains off in the distance, you know you were going to have a real climb ahead. The road up the east side of the Bighorn Mountains was fairly steep. It had a lot of switchbacks and vistas where you could pull off to the side and enjoy the scenery. We were really impressed with what we saw, but little did we know that the trip down the west side of the Bighorns was going to be even more spectacular and more dramatic. And if you watch to the end of this video, you'll see what I mean. As we neared the summit, we stopped at the Hogback Vista. It was known as the Hogback because of these steep red ridges here somebody thought resembled the back of a hog. As you can see, the view from this point was just absolutely fantastic. This is looking east, and I swear you could see 100 miles from here. We spent quite a little bit of time here just enjoying the view. As we continued driving up the east side of the Bighorns, it seemed that every time we went around a switchback, we would come to a new overlook. We just had to stop at each and every one of them just to take in the views and enjoy the scenery. We were having such a great time. As I mentioned, this is one of the best trips we've ever had. When we reached the summit, I was kind of surprised to find that it was more flat up there, with areas of grassy meadows and beautiful stands of fir trees. I suppose I just expected it to be more rocky and craggy at the top. But little did I know that as we headed down the other side, I would see the rocks and the crags that I had expected to see before. The road going down the west side of the Bighorn Mountains was even steeper and had a lot more curves than the road coming up did. It dropped through several different valleys and steep ridges, and if you look here you can see off in the distance how the road just kind of weaves down the side of this hill in front of us. As we got further and further towards the bottom, the road became steeper, curvier, and the hills began to close in on us a lot more. About halfway down the west side of the Bighorn Mountains, Mary and I came across a place known as Shell Falls, waterfalls from the Shell Creek. This was quite an unexpected surprise. We had no idea that it was even here. But we stopped and we're very glad we did, because the views were just, it was awesome. You could feel the power of the waterfalls as they came over the rocks. And it was a great place to stop and see. A ways down the road from Shell Falls, we came across the Beef Trail Interpretive Site. If you look off in the distance, you can see a thin line. That's the trail that cattle use to migrate from the upper mountains in the summertime where they graze down to the lower levels where they spend the winters. The views on the west side of the mountains as we headed down towards the bottom just never did let up. Around every curve, it seemed like there was something even more beautiful and more stunning than what we'd seen before. Eventually, we did make it down to the bottom and headed into the small town of Graybull, Wyoming. There we spent the night at the historic Graybull Hotel, which back in the 20s and 30s was the site of a rather infamous hotel, speakeasy, and sometimes brothel. I'll put the link to our video of the hotel down in the comments. Please give it a watch. I think you'll enjoy it as well. As always, thank you for watching this video. We hope you enjoyed it, and please don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. See you later.